Analysis and comments. From the 42 words bids Wang Chuanfu once said, we can see who he is. As an investor. If you invest in BYD, it is equivalent to handing over your money to that person to operate. This is a kind of trust. Just trying to get to know his family. Buffett believes that the more you know, the better. Wang Chuanfu has made many remarks on technology, management, market, research and development, society, the future of new energy vehicles, etc. on various occasions. To sum up, the following 42 sentences are specially selected. We try to make a portrait of Wang Chuanfu. 1. Technology barriers are a kind of fear created for latecomers, and they are paper tigers that force you to give up. I have 200% confidence in electric vehicles, and BYD will become the largest electric vehicle company in China. 2. Only by mastering the core technology, an enterprise can stand out in the fierce market competition. Only by taking a step ahead strategically and entering a high-threshold industry can an enterprise win the development advantage. 3. 90% of other people's efforts to diversify end in failure. Why does BYD make one into one? Because we attach great importance to technology, we think technology is easy. 4. BYD has a technological fish pond, which contains various technologies. Chips, electric vehicles, rail transit, etc. are all big fish in the fish pond. When the market needs it, we will fish one out. 5. The automobile industry is a traditional industry that has been in business for more than 100 years. The traditional industry is a low-tech industry, and the components in mobile phones are high-tech. LPC, camera, LCD, precision plastic. Which one is not more difficult than the manufacture of automobiles? In this difficult industry, we can all dominate, not to mention the automotive industry. 6. Only with strong technology can you see far and deep. We have 15,000 engineers working day and night to study the technologies that China or the world needs, and to study various technical directions, such as new energy technology and solar energy technology. 7. Some entrepreneurs who do not understand technology think that we are making big bets, and some do not understand the market. Investors who don't understand technology also think that we are making big bets. In fact, I am very timid, and I will not make big bets at all. 8. Technology determines strategy. In a fiercely competitive environment, it is crucial for entrepreneurs to grasp the direction. As a technology-based company, BYD prefers to do some very complex industries that are not easy to determine the direction of. 9. China imports 72% of its oil, and 70% of its imported oil is transported through the South China Sea. 70% of China's oil is used for transportation in a year, and cars consume 70% of China's oil. From these 70%, we can see that the development of electric vehicles in China is more urgent than any other country, and we have the responsibility to solve this problem through technology. 10. Entrepreneurs should be good at developing themselves in solving social problems, so that they and the society can win-win. 11. The new energy vehicle is a big fish. 10 years ago, when no one believed in electric vehicles, we started to raise and encountered many difficulties. For example, the shareholders said that you burned so much money, and the dividends were less, which was controversial. This is the difficulty, but we persevere and never give up, because we believe that China has 3 major problems: oil safety, clean air, and climate warming that must be faced head-on. 12. We know that one day the country will definitely propose a carbon neutrality goal, because human beings must develop sustainably and cannot use up the fossil energy of future generations to bring about climate change and temperature rise. This persistence allowed BYD to overcome many difficulties. 13. Nature did not give us oil, but gave us deserts. The sunshine time of the sun in the deserts can reach 3,000 or 4,000 hours a year. In the future, If 1% of China's deserts are covered with solar panels, China's electricity will be sufficient, and all thermal power will be turned off. 14. When capital, technology and market come together, anything is possible. Technically, BYD has 15,000 engineers. In terms of capital, BYD's market value is now, 2016, 150 billion yuan, plus the Chinese market and even the global market. When these three work together, anything can happen. 15. As long as it is man-made and not made by God, if others can make it, so can we. 16. If you want to compete with others, you have to take the road that others have traveled, that is to seek death. You play exactly the same way as others, why do you win? Therefore, you hit you, I hit mine. 17. The driving force of innovation is not innovation for innovation's sake, but innovation for survival's sake. Because of competition and excess, I must innovate. Competitive pressure is what drives innovation. 18. I originally worked in a research institute. I left Beijing in 1995 and went to sea to found BYD in Shenzhen. Why does Shenzhen have innovation? Because there are market pressures that constantly push companies to innovate. There are so many original things and innovative enterprises in Shenzhen, and there is a relatively good soil and environment for innovation. The fundamental reason is reform, opening up and marketization. 19. Countries with a high degree of marketization tend to breed many big innovations. For example, the United States has given birth to many innovative companies, from Intel to Microsoft, to Google and Apple. Who will be next? Every entrepreneur is walking on thin ice and has to keep coming up with new things. In the 1990s, a Big Brother product might sell for 3 years. Today, a mobile phone product might sell for 6 months. If there are no new products, it will lose its competitiveness. 20. As the main body of independent innovation, an enterprise should go through a process to realize independent innovation in the true sense. First, it must have the ability of independent research and development and production, and then the ability of independent certification. The goal is to cultivate a brand of independent innovation. Only after this series of processes can be regarded as the completion of independent innovation. 21. It is not impossible to bring the technology, but it must not be controlled by others. 22. The main body of innovation is people, but the bigger factor is the market environment, and the most fundamental thing is the market economy. Many companies are dumped in the market every day, and this dynamic will force companies to innovate. In a place with a low degree of marketization, the drive for innovation may not be so strong. Therefore, there must be a certain environment in order to form the driving force for innovation. 23. Learn to stand on the shoulders of giants. We did refer to some excellent brands of foreign companies, and we used its non-patented technology to eliminate the patented technology. We make extensive use of non-patented technologies, and the combined integration of non-patented technologies is our innovation. 24. 2/3 of households in China do not own a car, making it difficult for these car-free households to buy a pure electric vehicle for the first time. Therefore, BYD's strategy is to go with pure electric, and even more with plug-in hybrid. 25. The first half of travel is electrified, and the second half is intelligent. The first half is underway. Around the industrial chain of the first half, BYD's power semiconductors and battery materials are also deeply deployed. I believe that they can survive the battle in 3 to 5 years. In the second half, chip plus 5G, BYD's core technology cannot be missed. 26. The electrification of public transport was first proposed by BYD, and the current market was gradually formed through product strategy and repeated integration of technologies. In Japan, BYD's pure electric buses have achieved zero breakthroughs. It is difficult for traditional Chinese cars to enter the United States, but BYD's electric buses have been driving straight ahead, and even a production plant has been established. 27. BYD's red electric double-decker bus entered the UK. Because the UK doesn't have this kind of electric car, we do, and it fills the void. We are not grabbing jobs and markets, but we have no competitors, and there are none to this day. 28. We need them, new car manufacturers, to come in and use the traffic of mobile phones, fans of mobile phones, and some platform vendors to use their traffic and ecology to persuade everyone not to buy gasoline vehicles, but to buy electric vehicles. Isn't this cake bigger? After getting bigger, how much to cut depends on whose skill, good. 29. Many internet giants have entered the automotive field. Internet technology can improve efficiency, which requires traditional auto companies to learn. However, automobile manufacturing has its complexity, which is more complicated than mobile phones. There will be a gradual integration process between traditional auto companies and internet companies. 30. The development speed of new things is never proportional, and the adjustment speed of the industry structure is faster than imagined. It is estimated that by 2030, the proportion of new energy vehicles in the Chinese market is expected to reach 70%. 31. These subsidiaries, parts companies, only make money from BYD, which is not a skill. It is a skill that makes money from the market, which means that the product is competitive. We have the strategy of marketization 1.0, that is, the division of parts business. Motors, batteries, powertrains and other businesses go out in the form of business divisions to compete with peers and sell products. In 2017, Wang Chuanfu initiated BYD's internal reform and external opening. Externally, BYD opened its intelligent vehicle technology platform, and opened core components such as power batteries and motors into the new energy vehicle supply chain. Internally, BYD created a business. The organizational structure of Group Plus Business Department allows each team to take advantage of coordinated development and professional expertise, and improve BYD's organizational operation efficiency and market response speed. 32. The marketization 2.0 strategy of subsidiaries is to go public and let the capital market recognize and evaluate value. BYD Semiconductor is already on the way to the market, and more business units will be listed in the future, including battery and motor drives. BYD will distribute 10% of the equity of the subsidiary to the management team. The higher the market value after listing, the greater the income. This can further mobilize the enthusiasm of each business unit. 33. If I have achieved a little, our goal is to make every subsidiary a little Wang Chuanfu. Of course, this is not easy. Parts companies need to continuously improve their competitiveness and make plans to remove the three-layer skin. 34. Talent assets are the most important. If I want to invest in a company, fixed assets like houses, machines, etc. are not the most important. I will pay more attention to how many engineers it has. As long as these engineers are still there, even if all property including land, factories, patents, and stocks disappear, they can make a comeback at any time. 35. The market is like a battlefield, competition is like a war, and generals are very important, which requires entrepreneurs to take the lead, work hard, do more and talk less, have the innovative consciousness of daring to be the first, perseverance, and persistence, not give up. 36. We are a Chinese company, so wanted to name these cars after Chinese dynasties. There is also a detail, all the buttons on the BYD car use Chinese characters. Chinese people must have backbone and confidence. A distinctive feature of the Chinese nation is Chinese characters. Why can't they be used? When the car is sold abroad, some people may feel that the Chinese keys are not foreign, which may affect the sales. It's okay, I'll take the responsibility if I make a mistake. I'm willing to sell this amount. 37. As an entrepreneur, money is no longer a big issue, and more thought is to serve the country through industry. China faces two urgent issues: oil safety and air quality improvement. How can we change it? Therefore, our goal is to develop zero-emission electric vehicles, promote the progress of electric vehicles, and then replace fuel vehicles, improve the quality of our air, and reduce our dependence on oil. 38. Another insistence of BYD is to insist on manufacturing and industry, and has never been tempted by anything. In addition to automobiles and rail transit, BYD also has electronics and OEM, and we have always adhered to it. A strong manufacturing industry is the foundation of the country's industry. Although the gross profit is not high, it can bring a lot of employment and make China's industrial system more compact and complete. 39. Persistence is very important. For more than 10 years, we have persevered along the way. BYD's stock price dropped 40% that year because of its electric car, but we didn't give up. A lot of money has been invested in solar energy, and the market environment is not good, but we are still persevering. Entrepreneurs have social responsibility. 40. Everything we do is for the green dream. We say big is for the earth, and we say small is for the country's environment, for our next generation, and for the health of our children. 41. BYD will become China's #1 passenger car production and sales company in 2015, and will become the world's #1 passenger car production and sales company in 2025. 42. Once BYD moved, the office set up a statue of the god of wealth for Wang Chuanfu's new office. Unexpectedly, Wang Chuanfu ordered the office to smash the statue, saying loudly that we BYD can always rely on ourselves. This can be described as a heterogeneous among Chinese private entrepreneurs. Many people are prone to preconceived ideas. Since it is said that Wang Chuanfu is a technical madman, and he is in the new energy vehicle industry with many unknown factors, many people will have a rigid impression of him, that is, he is more risk-taking, despises the market, and has no regard for business management. Rough, and so on. From the above 42 heartfelt remarks, if you analyze carefully, you will find that Wang Chuanfu is not an adventurous person. He also specially emphasized that he is a very timid person. The reason why he dares to break into new fields is because he knows better than others. More. For those who invest in industries with many unknown factors such as new energy vehicles, many people have a concern, that is, whether BYD will be too risky. In fact, after reading what Wang Chuanfu said, you will understand that Wang Chuanfu is a cautious person. Secondly, Wang Chuanfu is not only an entrepreneur with strong patriotism and self-esteem, but also a businessman with an international vision who is not blindly arrogant. Like Ren Zhengfei, another outstanding entrepreneur of Huawei, he is sober and objective about the United States and the West. Awareness, which is very valuable in China. Unlike investing in PetroChina, the only Chinese company that Buffett can really talk about long-term investment is BYD. It seems that Buffett, who has been cautious all his life, will not be wrong.